So it's been a while, but it's about time that we check back in with Toy Story Land over at Disney's Hollywood Studios and how the opening of this new land will affect Toy Story Mania, but we'll get into it all up next. Hi there Waltoneers, I'm Jack. This is DSMI Newscast. Go ahead and subscribe down below if you're new to this channel. Also hit that notification icon so therefore you always get an update. And so with that being said, let's get right into the news. So since we're only 5 months away from the opening of Walt Disney World's 11-acre Toy Story Land, it's over the next few months that we're going to be learning more about the 2 new rides coming to this land and the new quick service restaurant. But we haven't discussed so far how this is going to affect the current attraction of Toy Story Mania leading up to the opening, as we already know that the official entrance for Toy Story Mania is going to be moving to Toy Story Land. But this isn't a small change that won't affect the operations of that ride over the next few months, as Disney will surely want a seamless transition from the old entrance to the new one when the new land opens. Which means that we're going to see the third track being closed for a period of time, followed by the attraction closing entirely for a month or so ahead of the new land's opening. But when the new land does indeed open, guests can expect a much better entrance to this attraction than the one before. But it's been speculated that we might even see the return of the Mr. Potato Head animatronic back in the queue area, with these 3 buildings here being an area for an extended queue that will be themed entirely to look like old toy packaging that Andy has lying around. And we can see in these latest aerial images courtesy of BioReconstruct on Twitter that work has now begun on the transformation of the outside of the Toy Story Mania building to disguise it to look like the perimeter of the backyard, with this wooden fence panelling on the exterior of the building. That's also been constructed at the side of a Slinky Dog Dash coaster to hide the cast member parking structure from the guest sightlines. And since Disney seemed to be doubling down on trying to make this new Toy Story Land feel as immersive as possible, it has now been revealed by Walt Disney Imagineering that the scale of the guests within the new land is meant to be similar to the height of the Green Army men from the movies. But that's not all, as we've also received an updated look at the entrance and the queue area for the Slinky Dog Dash coaster, which is very quickly becoming more and more like the concept art that we saw last year. And we've also got an up-close look at the newly constructed area that is supposedly the launch section of this coaster. However, it must be said that it is a little bit disappointing that Disney scaled back the Toy Story Land project. As we can see in this previous concept art revealed at D23 Expo in 2015, that featured a Woody's Roundup Village and also the questionably placed Al's Toy Barn shop at the entrance into the new land. As for one key aspect that the new land is missing is the presence of a major retail building, as at the moment the only retail area we know of within the land is the Toy Story Mania gift shop at the end of that attraction. Anyways, now let's move on over to Magic Kingdom, as during this peak holiday season Stitch's Great Escape briefly opened once again, but it's now being rumoured that beginning this Saturday the attraction will close once again, but this time for good. Now personally, I do feel that it's about time that they do close Stitch's Great Escape and Monsters Inc. La Fleur to make way for something either more relevant or more thematically suited to Tomorrowland. But what seems a little bit off here is that if this is the last time that this attraction will be open, then it's unlike Disney not to capitalise on one last merchandise opportunity, as we saw Disney do with the Universe of Energy and the Great Movie Ride this past year. And also the concept for the replacement of this attraction is apparently still in a state of flux, as it had been previously rumoured that Wreck-It Ralph would be taking that space. But I'm guessing that Disney are waiting to see how well received the sequel, Ralph Breaks the Internet, will do this November. And lastly for today, let's get right into a rapid fire news section, as it's now been 3 weeks since Star Wars The Last Jedi was released, and it has now surpassed the $1 billion mark globally at the box office. and has made over $500 million domestically within the United States, with it only performing marginally behind that of Star Wars The Force Awakens from 2015. Then next up, we've received this new image of Mary Poppins Returns that shows Mary Poppins, Jack the Lamplighter played by Lin-Manuel Miranda, and the Banks children along with Jane Banks in the background. And lastly, just in case you hadn't heard over the Christmas period, but New Year's Eve was the final show for the current La Nouba iteration of Cirque du Soleil at Disney Springs, with a new show in the works between Disney and Cirque du Soleil that will be centered around bringing classic Disney animated movies to life with a unique Cirque du Soleil flair. And over at Disney's Animal Kingdom, the Flights of Wonder show ended its run as well on New Year's Eve as a new Pixar-inspired show that will feature Carl, Russell and Doug from Up will open for the 20th anniversary of Animal Kingdom, with the possibility of an appearance by the exotic bird Kevin from the movie as well. But now, it's over to you, Waltoniers. I would like to know, what would you have rather seen Disney theme the exterior of the Toy Story Mania building to instead of this picket fence? As I would love to hear your realistic suggestions for what Disney could have done to actually make this building an even better and more creative environment within Toy Story Land. And of course, don't forget to put the Hidden Mickey timestamp along with your suggestion to be in with a chance to win a DSMI Newscast pin. And congratulations to this Waltonier here for winning with this suggestion from the previous video that was talking all about Disney's upcoming year in 2018 and what you can expect from the Walt Disney Company. And so that's it for today. So go ahead and subscribe down below if you're new to this channel, hit that notification icon, and if you could give this video a massive thumbs up, it really does help this channel out. And I've been Jack, you've been you, and I'll see you real soon.